Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Saturday. Well, starting off with a bang here. So she said, March 23rd, 2024. Welcome in. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hello. All right, let's get into it. Big news coming out of Columbus. Jeremiah Smith loses his black stripe. We're going to talk about it. But before we do, please check out the video vault at thebuckeyecast.com. Got all of your recruiting videos. We have close to 300 videos right now for your viewing pleasure. Condensed games. I'm working on getting all of the 2000 year from 2000 and forward, all the condensed games. We've just uploaded 2012, 13, and 14, including the bowl games. So check those out. And you got your Buckeye legend highlights. I'm always adding more legends. I never realized there were that many legends going way back to the 60s. It's a lot of dudes. So, all right, so let's get into it. Dehumidifier just kicked on, so it's blaring in my ear. Hopefully you can't hear it, but I'll offer you a little black background white noise. Said something bad there, I think. No, let's do it. All right, Jeremiah Smith loses his stripe. What are his teammates saying? What are the coaches saying? Obviously, the guy came in highly touted. You know, we've gone through his recruiting profile a million times, 5-star out of South Florida, blah, blah, blah. But he is living up to the hype already. That's the key here. And everybody's taken notice. And I think the Buckeyes were in a position on Thursday where they did not have a choice but to rip his black stripe. Like, he's been going so hard in these first couple of practices. So let's talk about it. Jeremiah Smith, the most recent #1 receiver in his recruiting class that has signed with the Buckeyes. Since 2020, you had Julian Fleming. He was #1 in the class then. Emeka Egbuka, 2021, and Brandon Ennis, 2023. Now, these are according to different recruiting services, but 4 in a row, #1 receivers in their class. So the thing is, Jeremiah Smith is different. He's different than those other guys. The hype train started back in January, and it's still rolling in through March. Smith lost his black stripe on Thursday after just 4 practices. Only two of them, Tuesday and Thursday, were in pads. Today they got a big scrimmage, first one of the spring. So hopefully we get some intel coming out of there. I'll keep you guys posted if I hear anything, but make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit like on the video, please. But no Buckeye freshman has ever lost his black stripe as fast as Jeremiah did. Emeka Egbuka said this spring, quote, I will say there's nothing he really can't do. He runs fast. He jumps high. He's strong. He's a natural pass catcher. Freak. Definition of a freak, I think. So Jeremiah is listed at 6'3", 215. So he has all the natural skills you would want that can't be taught, but you still have to have the right approach mentally as a player, And Emeka said this about that. He said, quote, he's very coachable. I do my best to uplift the young guys and give them pointers here and there. And he's always willing to listen. He always puts his best foot forward every single day. He hates to lose. He's a competitor, which is huge, especially in Zone 6. So I think he has the bright future ahead here and already is crying out for a bigger role this year. So interesting words there from Emeka, the leader of the room. Most freshmen spend their time trying to feel their way through their first year, just try and keep their head down. But Jeremiah brings a different approach. Brian Hartline said, quote, I love the way he lives. I love the way he approaches things. I love the way the questions he asks. I love the way he makes mistakes, then corrects the mistakes. It's very veteran-like. That's one of those things that a lot of players don't do. You heard that a lot about Caleb Downs when he came in his first practice. Jim Knowles was talking about him. He said he'll make a mistake here or there, but he corrects it immediately on the next play. So being able to do that will go a long way to getting you playing time. But Jeremiah's just scratching the surface of how good he can be. Hartline also said, quote, I mean, there's so much ball he has to learn. Like, he literally does things that are good. And I'm like, you know why that worked? He goes, Coach, I have no freaking idea. So I'm just trying to teach him all of that, why it works. Then the consistency at which it works just goes through the roof. But I'm very excited and proud of the conversations we're currently having, and I'm excited for them to keep going. So you might remember Brandon Ennis was the number one receiver in 2023 in that class, according to Rivals. He wasn't able to enroll early last year. So just like Jeremiah Smith, he's going through his first winter workouts, first spring ball, all of that. But the two go way back. Even before they were at two of the top high school programs in the country. Brandon Ennis played at American Heritage in Hollywood. Yeah. I thought that was in Plantation. I'll check that. Anyways, Ennis was at American Heritage. Jeremiah was at Chaminade Madonna Prep in Hollywood, Florida. So Ennis had this to say, quote, I played with Jeremiah when I was 10 and 11, and then we played against each other a couple of years of high school. The growth he's made over these years, it's insane. The way his body has changed is crazy. And now seeing him out here today, it's like everything's come full circle. He was the best player in the country last year. And for me, seeing him grow up and the things like that, it's been good to see. It would be a unique point of view to see him at age 10, 11, and then a couple of years in high school. And then now the growth, that would be an interesting interview to get from more info from Brandon on that. But anyways, it's rare for a true freshman to find his way into Brian Hartline's regular rotation. He's not big on a rotation of more than 3, but it is even more difficult to break into the starting lineup, So this year, the Buckeyes lost Marvin Harrison Jr., Julian Fleming, Xavier Johnson from the receiver room. So they need players to step up. And Brandon Ennis said one of those players could be Jeremiah Smith. Ennis said, quote, I feel like Jeremiah, he's definitely a different caliber. When you watch him and how smooth he is and the physical abilities he brings to the game, I feel like he has to play. Some way he has to play because he will better the team. Strong words. But so what's realistic for Jeremiah as a true freshman? It's only March, so who can really say right now? But the Buckeyes are only 5 practices into spring camp, 5 of 15, so a third of the way. And their first scrimmage today go a long way to getting him snaps, reps, and all that. But the fact they saw enough from Jeremiah in just a couple full contact practices to pull that black stripe off tells us that he's already building a case to dive into that rotation at receiver. Back in the winter workouts, Will Howard, the quarterback, said, quote, dude, he's a dude. Man, he's a specimen. That dude is a freak show when it comes to the physical attributes. I'm excited to see him out on the field in live action. It'll be fun. You and me both, brother. So the Buckeyes got some serious snap counts to replace. You figure you got 650 snaps from Marv last year. Got to replace that. Fleming, 550. Got to replace that. And then X-Man was at 240. So right there's like 1,500 snaps you got to replace. And you got guys like, obviously, Carnell Tate. Emeka put in 450 last year, but he missed 3 games. So he could be up around the 650 mark. So you got Tate. Ennis is going to be in there. And then Jeremiah, where does Jeremiah fall in that rotation? Is there a rotation? Big questions that we need answered. It's not going to happen right now today, but in fall camp, you're going to see some answers. But I think Jeremiah Smith has to be in like a 4-man rotation. Even if he doesn't start, he has to be the next man in. So whether a guy needs to blow, has an injury, he needs to be the next guy in. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. Is Jeremiah a starter? Hit me in the comments, email me, call, text, write, carrier pigeon, smoke signals, whatever you got. But hope you're having a good weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Don't forget, Sunday night, 7:30 Eastern, YouTube Live. We will be there. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.